horror games. I've played a couple of horror games in my time. Most of them were just stupid, predictable Roblox horror games that I played with friends. I've played games that are scary, but the fear wasn't the main attraction.
Hey! Whoa! Shit!
The scariest game I've played is still Lethal Company, which is funny because it's barely even a horror game to begin with. The first recognizable horror games came out in the early 2010s, like Outlast and Five Nights at Freddy's. But there is one game that came out in this time that is so influential that games from 7 years later fail to surpass it.
No! Why would you do that? Lights on! Lights on! I warned you! I warned you!
I've fallen, and I can't get up!
I'm of course talking about Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation turned 10 years old recently, and with a VR game released and a sequel confirmed, and the game being on sale for like $5, I decided it was finally time to give this game a try. I didn't expect it to be scary, I didn't expect a good story, and I didn't expect interesting gameplay. Most horror games will have you bored out of your mind, but Alien Isolation immerses you well. It only leaves first person a couple of times in the beginning, which makes me feel like the devs realized their mistake with the cutscenes, but they also couldn't be bothered to go back and fix it. You can look around and turn on and off the flashlight in pretty much every cutscene. Whether you're crawling, shimmying, saving, or messing with a machine, you can look around. And it's a good thing, too. The alien, or xenomorph if you're a fucking nerd, which I just called the Beast throughout my entire playthrough. The Beast is the main threat throughout Alien Isolation. If you touch it, it kills you. Not the only way it can kill you, but the main way. It hangs out in the vents, just waiting for the right moment to pounce and turn you into food for its disgusting babies. It has some pretty advanced AI for its time. I'll link a more in-depth video about it in the description, but basically it reacts to all the things you'd expect it to, and then uses its tiny alien brain to deduce where you are. If you couldn't already tell, this is a stealth game. Most of the time, stealth games are just really boring, and you hide in a corner until whatever thing is chasing you is out of the way. In Alien Isolation, it's a bit different. You still have to be careful and sometimes wait out the alien, but it's a little more in-depth. The reason it's more in-depth is because of the very iconic motion tracker. It gives the game a more strategic feel, carefully tracking your enemy and waiting for the right moment to sneak past. The motion detector also has a nice feature where it shows the path to your objective. The alien isn't the only thing you're going to be detecting though. There's a little bit of enemy variety in Alien Isolation. In addition to the alien, there are deranged Star Trek Commander Datas, baby aliens, and aggressive humans. The androids are the classic grabbing enemies. The baby aliens are little shits that one-shot you.
Snake, answer me! Snake! Snake!
And the humans just shoot at you. With all these different enemies looking for you, stealth won't always cut it. So break out the guns. Alien Isolation is one of the few horror games where you can actually fight back. Even though the alien is unkillable, all the other enemies bleed. And you have all kinds of ways to make them bleed. You have a revolver, shotgun, flamethrower, and bolt gun. The flamethrower is the most useful because, like all animals, the alien fears fire. Scaring it away is always a nice last resort in case you fuck up the stealth. If you don't have any bullets, you have a third option. Craftable tools. There's a lot of different tools in Alien Isolation, but they generally fall under either stealth or combat. EMP mines to disable androids, flashbangs to flashbang, medkits to heal yourself, molotovs to molotov things, noisemakers to attract enemies, pipe bombs to blow things up, and smoke bombs to cover yourself. You don't need these tools, but they help you out when you need them. Even though I just talked about the gameplay a ton, I feel like it's not the main attraction. The best parts of this game ended up being the story and the presentation. Sevastopol has some cool areas to sneak through, and the story ended up being genuinely good. It's a little formulaic and predictable, but it had some twists that I wasn't predicting 5 seconds before they happened. And then she, has an alien in her, and it comes out of her stomach.
Verlaine?
I knew it! I fucking knew it! I hope that if and when the sequel happens, it can follow up on this masterpiece. It was a little confusing and bullshit at times, but it was pretty good for a game that came out 10 years ago. It looked good, it played good, and it told its story good. I give Alien Isolation 3 predictable plot points out of 5.